Go. All right, this is a very exciting day for me and the volunteers and the residents of Speedway. So exciting.
You bet it is.
Oh, you bet it is. Yeah, all right. This is just an example of the community effort. The trail took the entire community to get it built. Just coming in with the idea in 2007, B&O Trail Association in Hendricks County came in and asked us to take advantage of an abandoned railroad and make it into a trail. And I thought it was a crazy idea, and who would ever think of something like that? And then all of a sudden I was looking at the possibility, and it became a great idea. Of course, I couldn't do it by myself. It took the whole community, from volunteers to our local organizations and to the town of Speedway to actually get it done for us. So this is a community effort, and all of us did a great job. We all should be very proud of ourselves. Yeah, awesome. Great job, everybody. When they first came to us and asked us to make the railroad bed a trail, I had no idea how to start or what to do. And when we saw the trail, it was all covered with weeds. It was about 2 feet wide and all covered with brush and weeds. And we needed to clear it. But we didn't own it. So how do you clear something you don't own? So I went to the town council and I asked for the town council's support. And they said, yes, clear it and make it safe. Make it safe for the kids playing in the park, and make it safe for the ballpark and everybody. So with the town council's support and help, we got to get the trail started. So Gary Rakes was one of the first people that supported the trails and said, yeah, go ahead, and you got our support. So Gary, you want to tell us why you supported trails?
Thank you very much, Beverly. What year was that? Do you remember?
2007.
2007. Okay, so I was a new town councilor, but having grown up literally in a house right across the street, and having purchased that home from my mother 24 years ago, and then raising my family, the opportunity to grow up across the street from a park. I used to play on what was a railroad track, which I would never encourage kids to do today. But so I have a lot of memories, mostly good, on that trail or the railroad tracks. But I won't speak long. I truly appreciate everyone for coming out. This is just another great day in Speedway. We have a number of people here that if I start recognizing a lot of them, then I'll forget someone, and I don't want to do that. So we do have Dave Lindsay is a town councilor hiding behind the tent there. I think he's protecting his bald head. I put sunscreen on. I don't know that he did. So I see Janice McHenry, who's a city county councilor, and like I said, Jacob Blaisdell, our town manager, I think maybe speaking. So a number of other folks here, and I'll just stop there. But thank everyone for coming out this morning. Very quickly, why are we here? That's what you're asking, Beverly. Why trails? Why Rails for Trails? Rails to Trails. It's because it becomes a great gathering place. The things that we started doing here in Speedway nearly 20 years ago now, in just trying to rebuild our town, the same kind of thing exists with trails. We're trying to create a gathering place for people. The obvious thing, we're going to see runners, walkers, bikers today. Well, that's a healthy thing. So it's great that here in America, where we haven't necessarily lived the healthiest lifestyles, we don't necessarily look healthy when you compare yourselves or ourselves to the rest of the world. These kind of things start getting people started on that or building on that. So those are good things. Secondly, bringing people to our town to do those things, whether they live here or whether they're just visiting, causes them to come here more often, to spend money in the restaurants and other businesses that that have been here or have come here in more recent years. That's great for our community. Another great thing is that people are now moving to our town because of these types of things that we're doing. And if I were to be bold enough, can anyone raise their hand who has moved to the town of Speedway in the last 10 years because of the things? I see about 25 or 30 hands as I look around. Yeah, and there's a couple guys over here that moved back to Speedway, I know there are a lot of those. So, and why is that important? Well, because it creates a sense of community, and we certainly have that. If I look back about 10 years ago to now, in the old neighborhood area and other parts of town, we've seen our home values go 100% higher. I don't know there's anywhere in the state of Indiana or very many places in the United States that can say they've turned their town around to the point where your home values are 100% higher than what they were 10 years ago. That's an amazing thing. And we'll hit an economic downturn in a year or two that all the economists project, and they may come down a little bit, but they won't go down at 100%. They'll continue to climb back up as life continues to go on. So those are great things for our town. So I really, those are the key reasons why we did it. We also did it because Beverly said we had to do it. And I personally want to make sure that everybody recognizes the driving force behind our Rails for Trails. It's Beverly Dotlich Catter-Henry. She is amazing. If you ever need anything done, if you can convince her to help you, you're going to get it done. So thank you so much.
I love being a squeaky wheel. So after we got the town council's support and we started cutting down the trees and the brush along the trail, we needed someplace for it to go. And Wendell Walters, what an awesome guy. The street department, come on up, Wendell. Without his help and without the town's help, Wendell has helped us throughout, clearing up brush, cleaning up trash. Wendell, thank you so much. I have a spike for you, but I couldn't find it, so I'll find it and give it to you. But I have buckets of railroad spikes that we found in Speedway along the B&O, so I'll have them out, and you'll get one shortly here. Thank you.
I'm usually not the public speaker. I'm the one that gets the projects, get them done. But working with Bev and the whole group, we've got a lot accomplished. It's going to be enjoyable, just as Gary said. It's going to help everybody in the neighborhood, our business, our parks, everything is connected. So it's been on my part since 2011, 2012. So I got a few people I'd like to thank. Our MPO, NDOT, our consulting firm, American Structure Point, our inspector, Rod, Bev's group, everybody is involved in this. It's a whole community process, so enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendell, for all your help in the street department. Now, Wendell, I didn't cut down all the trees by myself, but my husband, Don, and I cut down many trees, but there is a group of volunteers all the way from the little ladies with their garden prunes, trimming back a path on the trail, to what I call my urban lumberjacks. And there was a group of guys that liked their chainsaws, and I depended on those chainsaws. Bill Rustler, Mike Simonson, Don Catter-Henry, and Jerry Carey with the Exchange Club. He was bragging about being a lumberjack. So the whole group of volunteers that cleared and cleaned up trash, all the lady volunteers that cleaned up trash and carried the branches after the men cut it down. Awesome group of volunteers. Thank you everyone for all your volunteer efforts in fundraising and in clearing this trail. And there's a picture over there of what the trail looked like. So if you have time to stop by and see what that picture is, in the winter of 2007. So there aren't any leaves on the trees, but so you can imagine what it looked like when it had leaves on it, but it's pretty awesome. So after we got the street department and town council, the town council hired a new town manager, Barb Lawrence, and we need to keep her in your prayers. Her husband just passed away, but Barb Lawrence was a pivotal person in this process. When she was hired, she asked me, what can we do to help Bev? And I'm not a politician. I had no idea what public people can do. And I said, well, the only thing we need is money. And she goes, we could do that. So Barb Lawrence got the town to support the trail and come up with the 20% matching funds for the trail. And then Ian Nicolini helped out with the getting more grants to get it built, so he was a very important person in this process. And then we come to the new town manager, Jacob. There you go, Jacob. Yeah, I need you to tell us what is a grant and what all you know about it. So our new town manager, Jacob Blasdell.
Great, thank you, Bev. Yeah, my name is Jacob Blaze. I'm the town manager of Speedway, and today is a fantastic day in the town of Speedway. Very exciting day. There are a handful of projects that communities can do that just really irrefutably improve quality of life, improve desirability of an area, and trails happens to be one of those things. Like I said, very exciting day. There are a lot of people to thank. If you'll forgive me for time constraints, I'll just name a few. But Bev, want to thank you. I mean, it's projects like this. Yes, they're either really difficult or impossible without somebody in the community taking ownership of it, pushing it forward. Sometimes being the squeaky wheel, and we appreciate everything you've done. I mean, you've been at this for over a decade, and I just can't imagine how excited you are. The whole community is. Thank you for your work. And then need to thank Wendell Walters, our Public Works Director. You haven't been at it quite as long as Bev has on this project, but you've been at it for many, many years, in particular these past several months and the last month. And I know you've been worried and stressing out about it, so I'm sure you're very relieved and excited today as well. Don't worry though, see me Monday. I've got other stuff for you to start worrying about again, so we'll be, yeah. And as Wendell also mentioned, the MPO, not a particularly well-known entity. They help get federal transportation dollars to regional areas. We're fortunate in Indianapolis to have a fantastic MPO. This is an MPO project. Without the grant dollars, without the matching funds that they provide, stuff like this just isn't possible. And then along with that is the state of Indiana and the Indiana Department of Transportation. They're very supportive of this. Those funds have to flow through the Department of Transportation, so we appreciate all of their support and the work and cooperation with the community. And then last but not least, thank all of you for coming out here, for supporting trails, for being here to celebrate. This is a great step, but there's still more to do. And so we're going to celebrate today, and then tomorrow we'll start working on the next run. So thank you all.
Thank you, Jacob. So next on our list is the people that actually provided the money, or the group. Tom Popchep with the Speedway Redevelopment Commission. They're the ones that actually came up with the 20% matching funds. And Tom, I appreciate all the money that you did. I don't know about personally, but at least with the group, if it wasn't for Speedway Redevelopment, this wouldn't have happened. So here, Tom.
Thank you, Beverly. And it's an honor and a privilege for me to be here today to give a little bit of a historical perspective on the funding of the trail, the B&O Trail. The Baltimore and Ohio Railroad was abandoned many, many years ago. And as Bev alluded a little bit earlier, went into a state of decline. So this is a great re-engineering of really useless property that now has become, I think, one of the most important tools that we have for the economic development initiatives here in town. As a matter of fact, a good example was when the negotiations with Daredevil Brewery were ongoing. We did everything that we possibly could to assure that the B&O bed would be retained for a future development of the trail through Main Street. And that's where it begins as you head west. And eventually it'll connect to the White River Trail, Eagle Creek Trail, hopefully Hendricks County. And I know there is a group and an initiative that's ongoing right now that will help spur that development in the future. So it's a great economic tool. The Redevelopment Commission, I do have to give credit to my predecessors. Former President Vincent Novel was very instrumental in assuring that the property would be retained for the development of the trail. And I do have to admit that I was playing on the old B&O tracks well before Gary was. And again, I don't recommend that to anyone, but now you can play on it safely. It's not just the health benefits, the recreational and transportation benefits, but it's also that economic tool that we now have. I mean, it's a tremendous asset to the town. And again, I want to thank Beverly and Don. I've helped out just a little bit, but I certainly intend to take advantage of the trail now that it's pretty close to my home. So thank you everybody for showing up, and have a good race.
Thank you, Tom. Last but not least, our little bubbly state representative, Carly Macer, telling us about the future of what trails are going to happen. So come on up, Carly.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful day to be here with all of you. I will tell you, as I'm listening to everyone speak this morning, as a community activist, this is seriously a dream come true. I want to thank Bev and all the people who have already said a few words today for everything that they're doing. I can tell you the exciting part is a lot of the things that are happening also outside of the town of Speedway when it comes to the trails on the west side of Indianapolis. One of my favorite volunteers happens to be my husband, Chad Macer, who is an advocate of our trails as well and is overseeing the Far West B&O Trail, which would be west of here to the Hendricks County line. And then we're also working with an incredible group that is focusing on east of Speedway to downtown Indianapolis. It's the most exciting thing. Because of the work being done here, it really helps us with our future funding to help connect town to town, county to county, city to city, and help make the B&O Trail the longest trail in the state of Indiana at 150 miles long. It is absolutely incredible, and I will tell you, one of the exciting opportunities that we have in the state of Indiana is that our governor has just made it a priority and put $90 million to trails and to make sure that that is an opportunity around the state of Indiana. And I can promise you, as Beverly, Allison, and Diana and I are going to work together, and we're going to work diligently to make sure that the west side of Indiana has a priority with that funding, and we look forward to finishing this trail for all of us for all the right reasons. And I thank you all for being here today and supporting this great economic opportunity, but also providing a quality of life to our residents. And it's just a great day. So everyone enjoy your race, and certainly I'll be around and would love any opportunities for all of you to be a part of what we're doing outside of the town of Speedway for the B&O Trail. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Stay here. Gary, Wendell, Tom, I need ribbon cutters, so I got scissors for you to come up here and cut the ribbon. So the runners and walkers are lined up here, and bicycles are over here. Runners, you're going to go west, head that way to your right. So you're going to first, thank you. First you go straight, and then you go to your right, okay? Bicycles, you're going to go down straight, but then you're going to go east into the sun toward Main Street. So we don't want the bicycles and the runners getting tied up. Okay, bicycle riders, it is not a closed course. It's you're riding the course, and you need to pay attention to the streets and the traffic, and be able to get around safely. Okay, so you're not timed. You're just a casual bike ride going the opposite direction. Okay. Runners and walkers, young Dakota is up here. He's going to be last. So if you see this guy following behind you, don't worry. He's our designated last person, and he's going to tell the different stops when to come in. Well, thank you. All right, so I think we're getting ready to go here. I get to get in. Who else is, any others?
You should be in the middle.
All right, I got to be in the middle. So Carly, you and I over here. We'll do it. Everybody here.
Who's going to count it out?
All right. So when we cut this ribbon, we're gonna step out of the way, and the runners are gonna go. All right.
Don't run me over.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up, and the race is on.
Okay, thank you, dear. I'll see you at the end.
Awesome, man.